If you don't choose wisely, hunger will wire you.
He said
choose
earlier.
Wisely.
No, what did you say earlier? He said, love won't buy you food.
But the grading itself can put you in a story.
Right.
Especially when you're watching a story like this. Because you're like, it's blue. That's
Money,
what money.
ah.
But it makes sense. Because
Why?
now we turn the man.
It's a family, it's a
family
makudumana thing.
Yes. Because even the father.
Yeah.
Right? What up, guys? We are back. As you all know, TV shows, telenovelas, documentaries, like everything.
And everything in Mzansi. I thought you were still going to say telenovela.
Yeah, so, yeah, you got me, Rafumo.
And you
Kay.
got me, Kay.
Yeah, and today we're coming with, guess what? Thabo Bester documentary. We're up.
Tracking Thabo Bester is what it's called, and it's on Showmax. So we're about to react, and then we'll review. Let's go.
Boom!
Correctional services announced that the rapist and murderer, Thabo Bester,
That's why rapists and murderer are crazy.
Yeah.
it's a story that's made
Who did he murder?
and the rules.
Ish, this other lady.
What? Girlfriend, eh?
It wasn't their girlfriend as such. I like how they're using social media.
No.
Because Bele was on social media.
What was Mira's hit? What was that?
They worked on those documentaries. This lady's a good journalist. Or news anchor. Aibo.
I was in coffins now. I was still young. Hi.
Ah,
Hi, get paid, Laba.
Silambile. How do you say it in Tonga? How do you say you're hungry?
Yeah, it's connected.
Yeah? How do you say it in Tonga?
What?
That you're hungry.
Ntwandla. Nitwandlala.
Oh, like what?
Nitwandlala.
Nitwandlala.
Yes. Ah, you know Nitwandlala, that's some Beyonce type of shit. Like Nitwandlala. Yeah.
That's closer, bro. It has Ndlala in it.
Oh, it's called Ndlala as
Ndlala,
well.
like,
Oh.
Ndlala, like you're hungry.
But like there are some of the things which you can get
That's
from.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
this is the picture.
picture.
Not
Nah, they got him good though.
Yo. That's when you know life is wicked. Imagine you, like, you are fine. You are having your life. You know, Juzia Woolworth, or Jabarotoba Woolworth, everything Woolworth. And then someone just take you a
One
peach.
picture, all gone,
And then
Baba.
Causes havoc. Crazy. Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, first things first, just to say, this is our first documentary that we're reviewing and reacting to. So, Jay, you know, and it's a heavy one, Thabo Bester, hey. But, yeah, so we won't say too much, we're scared of the...
Yeah, now we don't want to die.
You know what I mean?
I have one child, I need.
So we're just going to talk briefly about certain things, you
Still
know.
need 10, yeah.
We won't go too, you know, in depth. Yeah. But okay, cool. What do you know about the Thabo Bester story?
Crazy, okay.
Ne? A roller coaster of a story.
Yeah, so actually I didn't know about Thabo Bester until the story broke, and I get to find it from podcast and chill because I'm a follower of Mumak G.
Yeah.
So now when that thing happens and they're talking about it on that Monday, now I run to Twitter. Everything Thabo Bester.
Yeah.
This,
Hey, and it was trending,
that. It trended for about
crazy.
a week or 2 weeks, ne? It was crazy.
And people were actually following up on the story and finding their own research, and victims were coming up.
Especially Barking, is it ground
up, yes.
And then there's this other guy, I forgot his name. Lee and I was always updating. I forgot his name. What that guy's name?
It's not the instigator, no.
The instigator. Yes, it was them. Like that's when I was leaning. I started to get the story. So he was explaining, breaking down. Alright, Thabo Bester was this person who he was arrested for rape.
Yeah, so let's break it down for the people. Thabo Bester, his name is not really Thabo Bester, is it? He has other.
What is his name?
He goes by other names, and his ID also. ID number. Yeah, Katlego. Crazy.
Like.
So I don't really know. We don't know the real name. We don't know his ID number like that. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm right.
Yeah, but we're supposed to have names. I thought we have researchers.
We do have researchers. So let's just check the names that you guys put.
Is it here?
His real name is Thabo Bester.
His real name. It's not a name that he goes by. Like, you know, in his TK Ngwana.
Yeah, he was going by TK Ngwana.
This is his name.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
He
was going by different names. So what happened was, he was convicted vele, Thabo Bester. He's a criminal. He's a convicted felon. He's a criminal. So he's murdered. He's wedded people. And what else did he do? Yeah, that's about it.
I think that's about it.
And stole people's identities, obviously, because he went by certain people's names. So how did you first find out? From Podcast and Chill?
Podcast and Chill, yeah.
I first found out from a VN from a friend who was on Facebook, who said, there's this story about a Facebook rapist. I said, what? Start looking through. I'm like, okay, this doesn't make sense to me. I go on Twitter, he's trending. Then I'm like, yay, okay. So 37, 38. Okay, cool. 37, 38.
Okay, it's cool.
That's our best, right? So through these shenanigans, his crime, whatever, we find out that he was planning an escape with a doctor.
Yes.
The good doctor, Dr. Nandipha.
Nandipha.
Yes, Makudumana, who is a married woman. With 2 kids.
Was she still married or she?
She was still married, ne? She's still married now.
And Jerry says it's love.
So you guys, they were having a debate before we started shooting. So the argument was Dr. Nandipha there for the money or for the love? So we are saying, as the co-host, it was the man.
It was the man.
Eh?
Yeah, please
okay,
comment.
guys, please
tell
comment
us
what you think. Was it
love
or was it the
money?
money? Because,
like,
I mean, I think it was the money, guys.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Someone says 60-40. It can be both, but I mean, the money is the upper hand.
Money, this generation, if you don't choose wisely, anger will wire you.
He said
choose
earlier.
Wisely.
No, what did you say earlier? He said, love won't buy you food.
I'm being honest. In this generation, you must secure the bag, guys. Like, don't just choose. Be an opportunist. Like, don't settle. Otherwise, anger will wire you. Man, I don't want to lie.
Love or money? Let us know in the comments, guys. Yeah. So basically, this good doctor helps him escape. So she's the one who goes to claim the bodies of people who are no longer. You understand? You understand the evil of the simnyama of that? You just go and claim
a whole body.
Not just one.
And now I understand when Jerry is saying it's love. How can you go and drag a whole body? Mara, it's man.
It's they're the same. It's money and love.
You are like, why would you do that?
That guy was good though. Have you heard him scream? And those VNs where he's like, you will answer me, Nandipha. Yeah, there's VNs of him shouting at Dr. Nandi. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. But he was a manipulator.
Yeah.
He knew how to get what he wanted.
And I think at some point he was just too powerful. I don't think she had a choice at some point. She just had to do as she was told, because you are like,
and
this person is connected.
Yeah, and the way they Thabo probably presented himself was like as someone who knows, I'm a politician, I'm a big shot.
Yeah, he did. Didn't you see him like inviting him party like while he was in prison?
And he was doing some inviting about saying to people, Oprah's gonna come, about Halle Berry, like who has the guts to do that?
And Halle Berry was like, I know nothing about that, nigga.
that's crazy though. Who has the guts to do that? Ew, that's crazy.
They're all fucking Halle Berry.
No, true. And got her to answer. You know, celebrities never respond.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't know about that. Okay, cool. So let's talk about the actual documentary. The documentary is called Tracking Thabo Bester, right? So it's 4 episodes. It is on Showmax. I think each episode is like an hour.
Yeah,
So they go really, they deep dive into this whole story.
Yeah.
So let me just check what each episode is called. So
Fire.
so first episode is the fire in the cell. So obviously that means fire in the cell 35. So
The
35 would be the cell number, I guess.
Yeah.
So remember when we were introduced to this story, we hear about Thabo Bester. There's an explosion. They say he's no more. He's dead in his cell. Then
He's
now,
just dead in the prison.
yeah, but he's alive on the outside. So now they introduce us to how this whole story started. So what's so interesting, we were talking about this earlier, is that the story comes from not the people that are imprisoned currently or in custody or whatever. It actually comes from journalists. It comes from the brother of Dr. Nandi, the parents of Ukateho, who was the guy's body that they claimed, that they burnt in the cell.
Oh, yes, because they've been looking for him.
They've been looking for him, and then they find out his body was burnt.
And only
After. They didn't even know. So imagine you're searching for someone and you don't know. What else happened? Not what else happened, but the people also, they use people journalists from Carte Blanche.
They
Journalists
used a
from
lot
Ground
of-
Up,
yeah,
journalists from SABC. So
Also,
a
I
lot
saw,
of
like some like in, is it ENCA or something?
Right.
Like,
yes. So there's a lot of other people telling the story, but also what's so interesting about it is they also got people from social media who have been following the story. So the TikTok people, Aboze too, they got people to speak on the journey of Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandi, which is like,
it was the genuine.
it was a journey. What's that thing, Bonnie and Clyde?
Right.
Of Mzansi. So that's where they introduce, exactly, Romeo and Juliet. That's how they introduce us to the whole story. So let's talk about this first episode. What are your thoughts? How did they execute it? How was the story for you? How was it told? What are your overall thoughts on that first episode?
Like I didn't finish it, ne?
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, it's nothing I did not know.
Right.
So it went back to taking all the information which we already have and then just present it visually and explain it step by step. Like, okay, so what happens from the first day and everything, which I feel like was so smooth because, I mean, like, we can't say like there's really a storyline. It's just the story. We are tracking.
We are literally tracking Thabo Bester. Yeah.
But what I found it very interesting, it's how they shot it.
Right.
And then how like they get to dive into different people, taking all those interviews and everything. I thought it was a very good documentary. What type of a documentary is this? Observational, ne? And what else?
Participatory. Because there's an interview
Like-
style. There's a person in the back asking the questions, right? Is it?
Yeah, but if it's
Someone asking, I think the
Part-
first episode.
Well, doesn't it change through? I don't think it's like one type. Because
Yeah,
they
it's not
integrate.
every episode it changes to
Yeah,
something.
yeah, and
Sometimes it's just following his observational.
Right.
Sometimes it's expository.
yeah. So it includes all those
elements of.
because you also get to hear like your what is this one where they say like more like they call it like God's voice or something, where you just hear someone explaining things.
Right. Like a narrator, voice of God.
Yeah, so it brings like all those the elements of documentaries.
Which is very interesting
It's
because
very
we
interesting.
just now when we were watching we found out that the same people who created this documentary also created a bunch of others, about Rosemary, all of that. So that's interesting because Ega Rosemary now it has very it adds all of the different documentary styles as well.
Like,
Yeah. like you said, really.
I feel like they're good with documentaries.
Right?
Yeah, they're good because it's like they're always waiting. What's the next big story? Want to tell something?
Right.
Like, yeah.
I wish we had told the story, you know.
Right.
But not
But
really.
it was gonna be difficult. Yeah.
But not really. But
So, yeah.
yeah, I feel like everyone wishes they had the opportunity because we were right mid-action.
Yeah.
South Africans were like, we're watching, we want to know what's going to happen next. Who is Dr. Nandi? Who is, you know, and it's so funny. I feel like this documentary, it was, you know, the story of Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandi is so crazy because literally it's like a storyline itself.
Yeah.
Because we find out that the father lied. He said he didn't know where she was, but he knew the whole is part of it. So you understand, we're watching here, there's another twist here, there's another twist there. So that's what I think drew us to really watch this. And also, obviously, it drew us to a lot of serious things like justice system, South Africa, people can just
so
break
good.
out beyond phones, beyond, you know what I mean?
And it's crazy because we always forget about this thing.
Nah.
Think about it. Since my case, like,
Yes.
things happen like down the years. You're like, it's just another story.
Yeah.
Like there will be another one. Like you will have like your pala. Or like they just keep on.
Yeah.
Like our justice system is just so bad. Like.
But I do think that they're trying to sort of show us that there's something that's being done with this story. Yes, the other ones, they didn't do anything.
They're just making money to trust
Yeah,
me. It's just
the other
money
ones, they
making.
didn't do anything. But I feel like here they really are, there's something happening.
Yeah.
Let me say that.
Yeah, let me just say like, the story is told well. But we already know, like in South Africa, like, people are hungry. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like every move a person takes, you know, it's all about money. Even like when a movie is told, sometimes they're like, hey, this movie was just told because there's a budget, but not
there was no need for it really.
Yeah, because there are movies where you are like, you know, this person is a storyteller, I wanted to tell a story. There's this one where you are like, this one, you just wanted to make money.
Yeah.
So I also feel like even with this one, like, it's a story which is hard. Everyone talks about it. Everyone will want to watch.
They'll make their money back.
Exactly. And that's the main goal. The investor, they want their money back. And these guys now, if you check their stories, they've been telling all these hot stories. So you can tell your a documentary like this one here, Tricking Thabo Bester, it's more important for South Africans to understand the dynamics of how our justice works because
of the justice system.
Yes, the justice system and how unreliable like things are. Because in a way, you can be living with a criminal and you don't know. Like, these are not the only people where you can say they left prison. We have had a lot of prisoners who said we used to escape. The warden told us to go and rob where.
Yeah, and
so
come
they,
back.
They actually use them to go and do heist and go back. We are looking for people who did a heist, maybe in Umalang. Kandi, that person is in jail. He just came to do heist and go back to jail. We will search for him for 11 years. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And if we go back to, we're reviewing Jerusalem, if we go back to it and how they explain after 1994, the freedom came, but we never got what we wanted. We just got more poor and poor. When you are poor, what do? Okay?
You do what you have to do.
Because
crime.
A security guard doesn't have money. What is he going to do? He's going to take a bribe. A warden doesn't have enough salary. Going to take a bribe. Police, it's the same. So I feel like the system of South Africa in a way like is just killing us. And documentaries like these, they keep on exposing like Rosemary, how the insurance like can just someone register with your ID, but you don't even know. You can kill memes and claim money.
The Rosemary one is crazy because that was her family. That's crazy to me. Yes,
but the fact that a person can put you on something and you don't know, and the insurance are willing to do nothing about it, and the justice system of South Africa is not even interfering. That's crazy. Because why not? You understand? So
I get you.
Yeah, I think it's a good documentary. We need more documentaries like this. Like,
Okay, I agree, half and half.
yeah.
I think this documentary is good. I think I like the fact that they got on a story that was happening in real time in South Africa. But also, I feel as though we should make documentaries for things that aren't as
Oh, I get.
public
Yeah.
or popular.
Yeah.
We need to get to a point where we are calling things out and not so comfortable with
Yeah.
things like our justice system being so corrupt and stuff like that. So as much as, but also that's a luxury, what I'm saying,
Yeah,
because that doesn't mean the investor's going to get
Exactly.
their money back, because who cares, you know?
And the government doesn't want to fund.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Really?
We don't care, that's true.
so as you were saying, right? Kanye, what were you saying?
I was speaking about the
Am I
second
next?
episode.
Yes.
Am I next?
Am I next?
So in this episode, we basically go to eChildhood Thabo. Remember that story you were telling me where we find out that Thabo was getting adopted by this family?
Yes, that was
Please tell the story.
That was the most funniest story ever. Like, I forgot it because it's been a while. But I remember like this guy was saying, Uri, so they adopted Thabo, but then this day he decided that he leaves. So for some time, God, they looked for him. He was nowhere to be found. Until this other day, they see him. And then now they wanted to go and speak with him, greet him.
Yeah.
And they got there, greeted him. Niggas just doing this.
Like he doesn't know that. Crazy.
Like,
Crazy.
it's so good.
Crazy.
Like, imagine like ignoring people you
Who
know.
adopted you,
Me, I
bruh?
will laugh trying to do that. Like, imagine trying to ignore Lerato. Lerato's greeting me like, hi, Refumo, and I want to act like I don't know it. I was going to do this, I was like,
Nah, but you can tell he's crazy, because how can you keep... He was proper.
that's
That's
what I
crazy
was saying.
to me.
Bulale!
Just kill me now.
Just kill me!
So we go back to that, but let's
Yeah.
speak about this documentary as a whole. So
Yeah.
episode 3, we go back to the process. Why did Nandipha do it? We get into Nandipha's life. Then episode 4, we get into them arrested and being found. So in terms of the whole story, let's speak about the whole documentary. Let's speak about tech specs. You are the tech guy. What did you think about how it was shot? So a lot of it was interview, then some of it clips from social media, then some. So we got a variety of media.
I thought there was versatility. I really love that, the fact that composition was good. You know, when you do an interview and you are putting us in that moment, even the color, we love chill in South Africa, I always say. But it was giving more blues
I saw
and
the
chill
blues.
at some point.
Yeah.
But the grading itself can put you in a story.
Right.
Especially when you're watching a story like this. Because you're like, it's blue throughout. Unless sometimes maybe they were showing flashbacks, they will use some warm. So I was like, oh, this is so smooth because they're trying to divide that from this. And technically, I thought that was smooth. I mean, like, they go to the length of including like social media stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
remember, like, this thing was like investigated by like your Twitter people, the Twitter investigators. What do they call them?
Facebook I don't know.
They have a name of some sort, but like these were the people who kept on exposing everything. So leaving them out wouldn't be nice. So I thought like it was very good for them to include that. And remember, this is a documentary which is told in. I mean, like when we're talking about movies, we have a genre where we talk about drama, action, and everything.
Right.
But in documentaries, we have like your types. We have your expository, participatory, observational, and what else?
Poetic,
and reflective.
reflective, yeah.
So like they dive in observational.
They
dive
like
in-
dabble in all.
and it makes it so nice because they include. It's inclusive, like of everything happening. So you're like, at some point, you wanna hear that narration as you see pictures. At some point, you wanna see a person being interviewed, and then this time you wanna see something like this. So I thought like, technical wise, it was good. Grading was smooth. Composition, lighting. I thought like everything was perfect. Yeah.
I wanted to say something about. I like the fact that they use social media, but I also like their VFX. So
Yeah.
remember, throughout from
Yeah.
episode 1, they
Yeah.
gave us a timeline of the date, the year, when this
Yes.
happened, when
And
that
they're
happened.
moving in a box
Yeah,
now,
so we were following through because it was tracking. So I like the whole idea of it tracking. So
Tracking.
even in documentaries, you have to tell a story somewhat.
Yeah.
And I like that they played around with it visually. So they gave us a lot of variety, yabo, which was really, really nice and made it interesting. Sometimes a documentary can feel very flat, but in terms of this one, I wanted to know. I knew the story, but I wanted to know more information
Like
on
in detail.
Of course, and what was so nice, the interviews would be with people who have actually experienced.
Yeah, like a journalist.
Yeah, the journalists and also the people who experienced Thabo,
Yeah.
who've experienced being a victim to Thabo Bester, like people who were scammed by him.
And it can be painful at times.
Right.
I remember like when the mother went to, when they went to her place. And then
Right,
she was
right.
watching it and then Rana were watching her.
Right,
Like, it was
right.
like, it's painful.
Yeah, so I really think that they did a good job in terms of providing us with a variety of visuals.
Yeah.
And and just the timeline also really helped. Even though we knew the story, they still added more to enhance it for us to get a greater picture and understand the minds of these criminals.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are that.
Big criminals.
Yeah. Stole from South Africans.
Yeah, stole, scammed, everything. And what else? What else can we talk about here?
Of course, we can't talk about PD. It's
We can. There's
no, not. Oh, I wanted to say CDS. Like, it's mostly like natural. They will wanna enhance.
right. You're the person, the
person
participant.
as they are.
Right.
So if you love red, they're gonna bring you as red. It doesn't mean or now you are dangerous or anything. Like,
Yeah, but
it's
the
like
brother, they
influence.
were a bit, because they put him in a suit. I
In a
think
suit.
he's a skebeng.
Like, and
Not
he
his
looks
brother.
different,
Hey,
like
I-
inside the suit, eh?
He's a skebeng. That
And
guy.
he looks like someone who is now is good. The way he was sending those texts, very like,
on threatening her there. I'm like, this
like,
guy.
Otherwise, I will tell them. You are
And
date-
exposing his
you
own
are dating a
sister.
prisoner.
Ah,
Like,
bandla. To
just
get
for money.
money. Ah.
But it makes sense. Because
Why?
now I will turn the man.
It's a family, it's
So
a
it's a family
makudumana thing.
Yes, because even the father,
Yeah.
right?
Researchers say.
There's no way you cannot speak about PD. When they put the Nandipha's brother in an empty big house, you can see that they were living big, but now where's the bigger things? It's gone. That
Yeah,
house
that's a
where-
good point.
That way was being interviewed.
I think the locations play a big part.
Big part,
I mean,
yeah.
we review films a lot, but I think in terms of documentary for this one specifically, the locations were really used as to give us insight.
And also depict
And
like.
also, remember
reality.
that house that the brother was at? Is that when Nandipha, the what people that were fetching the cars that were unpaid, that house was full, it was looking nice and stuff. That's the house.
Right now it's empty.
When they were repossessing.
Yes. So they really show like how they were living before and now. So they do that contrast, which is really nice for a documentary because I mean we really get to see the life that they were living. And what I liked about it, they were taking clips from Dr. Nandi's social media to show at this date specifically she was at this beautiful resort.
Yes.
And this
Like
was
the
going down.
research.
And this was going, and Thabo had done this or whatever. You're like, what?
That time Sienna is living under a tilted car. He's just checking from the window like, I see you, baby, there, you're swimming.
Exactly. So those types of things. So a lot of these, this documentary was good in terms of story, but the whole thing is like we knew the story.
The story.
Yeah, they gave us more details on Thabo and everyone, and Thabo's family and Dr. Nandi's family as well, and their victims. But essentially, we really relied on the other aspects of storytelling. So your technical work, how the story was told, through which lens, locations, the VFX that they used to keep us more entertained or intrigued, the music, stuff like that. So I think as much as the storyline was good, we know it, but the technical aspect of it really, really enhanced the
Drives,
story.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was so
Yeah.
cool. Like I'm like especially like when like I wanna go back to the ground up, like
Right.
because these are the people who like
who clocked the story.
yeah, like they clock the story and they're in the forefront of the documentary.
Right.
Like
How funny was that location that they were in a prison cell? And you can tell that was done by lighting as well to reflect
yes,
it.
to reflect it. Like it's-
Crazy.
yeah. Like I think like they do their research very good.
Yeah.
They do their research very good. And like you said, like I wish as well we can have more documentaries which like tell like all the stories which are not told, because I mean like we have a lot like in South Africa.
Yeah.
But we're gonna tell them ours are coming as well.
For
And,
sure.
yeah.
We should also do a review on that Senzo Manure one. That's needed.
Which one?
Senzo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one was saying, "Well, I mean, I didn't wear this yet. We see pictures, we are, bro. People will change this. Are you when they see, man? But yeah, it's
Crazy.
life, you know.
Yeah, what do you rate it? What would you say? Would you fuck?
I don't know. What are you fucking?
me go again. Let me go again. What would you rate it?
You know, this happened last time. Ne?
What?
When I wanted to say, what genre is this?
Yeah.
I was like, what drama? Like, did you see it?
speechless.
Like, there at the beginning, like, I even laughed at myself. I was like, crazy. I didn't even chop it out. I was like, let me just leave it.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Now
don't
please
worry,
chop this
like,
one now.
I'm not
You
gonna
must chop this
I'm
one.
Not chopping
Okay,
it.
cool. So, what would you rate it? Would you recommend people to watch it, and why? So this is our first documentary. So rate in
Yeah.
documentary way, not in film way.
Yeah, it's difficult, but
Yeah.
Renden will always be Renden. I feel like I don't know, man. Like I'm trying to like see like. I think I already said, ne? I feel like the most important part of this documentary is to educate like South Africa about their system. So for them to come and watch this, they will come to understand better how weak our system is. So I feel like it's a must watch.
Okay.
Like also I got to a point where I started loving more documentaries than films, because films, they do have fiction on it, right? But documentaries, they will tell you things as they are, especially when you go and watch like documentaries like I forgot the name, but I've watched a lot of documentaries, like even the one which was talking about the brain, the one was talking about like they just highlight about how your brain works and stuff, and you want to know those typical things. So I think like for me, documentaries are important, and I know people don't want to sit and just hear people talk. It's
Right.
more like you're gossiping, you know. But yeah, I will give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good rating.
yeah, I will give it a 7.5.
Okay, cool. In terms of me, I told you guys the story was, we know the story. We've seen it on
Yeah.
social media. I thought it was well executed for a documentary. I think these guys know what they're doing. What was do you guys know the production company? Idea Candy. Nah, they're really good with documentaries. The
Yes,
Rosemary one was
course.
also good.
And you know what I love about documentaries? Once you have a story together, you don't need anything else. It's not expensive to
Yeah.
do it, and like it has some huge like return.
Right.
Yeah.
True, and it's very informative.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that you think you know about the actual story that you
Story
didn't
part.
know, the
Yeah.
details. So you said 7.5. That's your rating. Okay. My rating is
10.1.
my rating is actually a 7. I found it a bit tedious watching it. It's a really good documentary, well executed. I don't know, I just wanted more. in terms of the story. I thought they'd go into like a deep dive into Nandipha's mental health, or I don't know, something else, because I was just like, hey, it was, you know, and explain to us more why the hell they can rock Nike at the in the courtroom, and them baby hairs, like why she laid up in the court, well, she's like, her nails are done, and how? Explain, like, give us more. Like,
you know, Kumnand, I told you the freedom, the rights we have in South Africa.
Right, but they must add to the docu. They must add that information to the docu. So for me, it's a 7. I'm the Randall of this episode.
Yeah, you did render them.
Now it's
guys, that's it from us, ne? Oh, unless you wanted to add something to that.
Nah, I think like that's it from us, guys. Like our first docu was
tough. But we pulled through.
Yeah, it was a tough one, but we pulled through. We're gonna come with more, and you can also like suggest on the comment, like, what do you want us to review, react on? Like, you have something which you have loved, you think like, hey, I feel like Fumo and K must touch this. You understand? So yeah, pick.
And then have me, the prediction god, to predict. You know what I mean? So guys, that's it from us. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was Tracking Thabo Bester. It's on Showmax. 4 episodes, each an hour or more. So please check that out and watch it. Once again,
and tell us what you think.
Tell us what you think. Yeah, we are the Scopers. So please like, subscribe again, then subscribe again, then like and subscribe and comment and show us love, and let us know your opinions in the comments, please. And also please watch our other reviews. We review and we react a lot. We're always just reviewing and reacting, you know what I mean? We're always cooking, so please make sure you guys are also checking those out. And I think that's it from us. We are the Scopers.
And thank you to our producer, guys. She's been producing, like, we're on 108 subscribers because of her. She's been cooking. So, yeah. We're out.
Scoop!